A little playground here. Whoops, something is off. Look at that cute little face, huh? There's a balloon. It's just a nice children's playground. I'm going to go down the slide. We're heading back to the bus now. I don't have any. Fulke is having a Guinness. We just had our borscht and salad. And the reason I got the camera out was because there is a Madonna and whatever his name is commercial. Actually, it's their video.
He said he gets about
must be their news. This is in Russia. We are in a bar hotel in Russia, watching Madonna and Jason or something like that. Nice restaurant. Here's we got a Jim Beam advertisement on the wall. Lady watching me from the corner. Guinness beer, very international. In fact, it's look at this then, like an Irish pub here. There's the Guinness and the Kilkenny bear. Nicely done. Very rustic. Chains and wooden stools, wooden tables, wooden floor.
That was him who protected Moscow from Hitler's troops. On your right, you see an entrance to the shopping mall, underground shopping mall. You can see those steps on your right. This is where the shopping mall is. It is 11 years old. It was constructed with the help of the British architects from Birmingham, to be exact. We are very experienced in terms of constructing metro stations, but this is our first experience in terms of constructing underground shopping malls. The building on our left, you see the advertisement of Rolex on our left. If you turn around, you will see a newly constructed building. It is going to be the Four Seasons Hotel. I remember the original hotel on this site. It was called Moskva, which means Moscow. It was constructed in the 1930s for the party's nobility, for the party's nomenclature, and it was pulled down about 3 years ago to give space to this hotel, but they practically completely repeated the architecture of the previous hotel designed by the royal architect Shushev, the same one who designed Lenin's tomb. If you look at the facade, you will see that the left part is different from the right part. Can you see that? Inside the Kremlin walls, we can see one of the towers right in front of us very well, which is called Corner Tower. The walls were constructed according to the plan of Vitruvius, the Roman architect of the 1st century BC. He wrote 10 books on architecture, which are still the most famous books for the architects throughout the world. According to the plan of Vitruvius, I invite you to come closer. Follow the flag very quickly, because then you will see the changing of the guards. Very famous goose stepping. So please hurry up. There are only 2 minutes before it happens, and they are already approaching. It is very, very spectacular. So please follow the flag if you want to see the changing of the guards. The guards used to be standing in front of Lenin's tomb. About 12 years ago, this is what is called post number 1, was transferred from Red Square to the Alexander's Gardens. This is where we are. And you will see the eternal flame over there, which was arranged in the memory of those who died in the Second World War. We lost 27 million people. Khrushchev said that we lost 9 million people. Brezhnev calculated 20 million people, and nowadays the official figure is 27 million people. Though Solzhenitsyn, if you know this famous writer of our country, Solzhenitsyn had his own calculation, and he thought that we lost 35 million people. But this is not very happy, and we were not ready for that, so we were retreating and retreating and retreating. So already in October, at the end of September, Hitler's army was that close to the center of Moscow. I will continue my war story later on and write 150 deputies. We elect them for 4 years. And then we make fun of them. And finally they make fun of us, and everybody is crying and laughing, and nobody is happy. You know, the same situation you have in the United States. Everybody loves their congressman, but everybody hates the Congress. Very much so. Duma is a grotto with a few white columns. A grotto was a very important detail of parking architecture of the 18th century. It is newly restored, and you can see it on our left. But we are going to the right. Ahead of us we see a stela, gray in color. Originally the stela had the names of the representatives of the Romanovs family. But after the revolution, the Great October Socialist Revolution of 1917, the Bolsheviks changed the idea. And today, if you could read Cyrillic, you would read the names of the famous revolutionaries, like Karl Marx, Friedrich Engels, and some others. Please mind this.
So you're used to it.
Lenin is better than Stalin, and she decided not to report to him. We know that it was a party when people were sitting around the table, and Stalin was making the balls from the bread to throw to her and to show that she is nobody. Anyhow, 1932, she was killed during the night time, and the time of Joseph Stalin, it was impossible to provide the investigation. Therefore, the official information that it was a Southside. Okay, welcome.
Southside. That's a nice way to pronounce it. Southside. Largest cast cannon in the world.
What do you want?
Almost 1 meter, and what did they say, 40 tons to protect this cathedral here. That was a sort of a symbolic cannon. It's never been fired. Never been fired, and this lady here is the protector. She is the firing pin. They put her in the back and she fires the cannon, a very big cannon.
Me to lose my accreditation? Because it will be my loss, you know, my mistake. No, because it's my responsibility to tell you the rules and to try to follow the rules, you know. People asking why so many in one place. Let me remind you that in our apartments we have kitchen, we have bathroom, dining room, sleeping room, and we know exactly what to do at every place. If you will try to cook in a sleeping room, it will be very inconvenient. Or you would like to take shower on the kitchen, you know, it's nonsense. So therefore, not exactly, but something like this. The place of coronation. Please come further, follow me a little bit further, because behind you will see the Church of Holy Robe Deposition, the home church of the Metropolitans and the Patriarchs of Russia. One dome church, very small. At the middle, facing the chamber, the part of the palace of the 16th century. Beyond, it's a residence of president, commissioned in 19th century, first part of 19th century. Many domes, beautiful many domes over there. Annunciation Church, home church of 18th century. He was killed 1605. Okay, and not to overload you, I would like to tell you about the Dormition Cathedral, which commissioned by Italian architect Aristotele
This one on the right.
at the very end of the 15th century. It was the time of Leonardo da Vinci and Albrecht Dürer, the end of the 15th century. So Ivan III decided that Moscow is the third and the last Rome. Let me remind you that at the middle of the 15th century, Turkey conquered Constantinople, and we know this city as Istanbul nowadays. So therefore he invited Italian architects to replace all churches for the new churches. Aristotele Fioravanti from Bologna, 60 years old, very talented and actually outstanding personality. Before he commissioned this huge church for five domes. Please take the pictures of this outstanding masterpiece cast at the first part of the 18th century. And after that I would like to invite you to the shade of those beautiful parks to have a break.
Largest bell in the world, over 200 tons. This piece that fell off is 11 tons. And they started a fire when it was under construction. A whole bunch of things happened. It fell down, fell in the earth. Look at this piece here, is 11 tons. That's how thick this monster is, huh? Pretty darn thick. Taking a little break now. Look at the zoom lens here. 35 times zoom. That's a cathedral there in front of. Well, we're